Are you an expert on something or have a passion that you want to make videos about, but you've been putting off starting because, well, you want to watch more videos on how to get started? Well, this is your sign. Today, I'll give you 5 ways that creating video can help you to grow your business or your brand, and I'll bet some of these are ways that you haven't thought of yet. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'll share 3 fast and easy ways that anybody can get started making video content. Hey folks, I'm Chris, and on this channel, I talk about personal and professional development. I also do book reviews of the top business books currently out there. So if you like that sort of stuff, subscribe to the channel. And if you don't, well, don't. I started making videos about 7 years ago. First, as a corporate director, where I was paying somebody else to create those videos. And after that, I created a YouTube channel for a small company that I was working for. They didn't really want to put budget towards it, so it was yours truly that started shooting and editing those videos. I started from scratch, but that year we created 44 videos and grew a YouTube channel to 2,000 subscribers. I left that company about 2 years ago, and they have not added 1 second of content to that page, and it has since grown to 13,400 subscribers and has millions of views. Then I helped a friend who buys and sells cars to create a few videos for his channel so he could sell more cars. In just 4 months, he was able to grow a subscriber base from 200 to 1,480. And just that little amount of activity has created more contacts and grown his credibility in the brick and mortar world and gotten him some deals. The point I'm making here is once you create and post that content, it lives out there in the, well, metaverse and can work for you to infinitum in ways that you probably wouldn't even see coming. When I did a Google search for why you should use video for your business, this article popped up with the #1 reason being video is popular. Let me first say, this is the #1 reason not to do video. The #1 reason why you should be using video is because you have something to say. You have a topic or a brand that can bring value in some form to the world, whether it is through a brick and mortar business that video will complement, a digital product perhaps, a course that you would want to launch, a hobby, an interest, education, or simply entertainment. If you have a yearning to create video content of some kind, this is simply because there's something inside of you that has been longing to come out, and that is why I list it as the #1 reason that you should be creating video. Because, well, you want to. The second reason why you should be using video is because your competition probably isn't. Here's a fact. Most people on the planet are spending lots of time consuming video. Even if you do minimal research inside of your industry, you will find that most of the meaningful content is being created by a very small percentage of your competition, people in that industry. Why is this important? Because your direct competition in the video world is most likely much smaller than you think. And if there is a lot of competition out there, that's a good thing because it shows a high level of interest and demand in the marketplace. And it's always nice to have another take. To paraphrase Daryl Eves, the writer of the YouTube formula and one of the most successful YouTubers and YouTube coaches on the planet, no creator would ever be able to create enough content to fill the insatiable appetite that people on this planet have for video. So there's always room for another unique perspective around any topic. I was in the hair and beauty industry for the majority of my adult life. And this is an industry that became very active in social media, first through imagery and then to video. And I thought for sure there was no room for any other voices here. But when you do a deeper dive into meaningful video content, you'll find that very few people have stayed consistent. And those who have and have taken the time to figure it out have made a direct impact on their individual businesses as well as the industry as a whole. The beauty industry is not special here. You can find this across whatever topic, genre, or business or interest that you can think of. I'm often driving by businesses that could absolutely blow up with the right video content strategy. Much of the time, they just can't see how interesting their craft or their business is because they get so caught up in the day-to-day minutia. The third reason you should start creating video content right now is because it will take time to learn. Now, this might seem like I'm delivering bad news here, but what I'm saying is every day, week, or month that passes you by, this is time that you could be making progress. With that first business that I grew the YouTube channel for, since I've left, they never added another piece of video, and this has been a huge missed opportunity for them. I've actually spoken to them to let them know that they could have been monetizing this whole entire time. But like most people, they've made excuses like it's too hard, we don't have anybody to do it. And because of this, every day they miss out on using that foundation that we've already built. With each day, the tools available make it easier to learn and start to create pretty good content. But no matter how good these tools get, there will still be a learning curve, so you better get to work. Fourth reason you should be shooting video now is because you can sell video. Up until now, I've mostly been referring to creating free video content. This could be on your webpage to tell your brand story or your social media, YouTube, etc. I haven't yet addressed the fact that selling video courses is currently a $12 billion industry, and it is expected to grow to $66 billion by 2028. In 2021, I helped that same business create an online course that they currently still sell. Now, I'm not familiar with their current numbers, but during the time I was there, we sold an average of 2 courses per week at a $249 price point. The cost of us to host that course on Kajabi was $166 per month. That left $1,826 in profit every single month from that one online course. Now, admittedly, I'm not talking about buying a Lambo here, but that was almost $22,000 for basically doing nothing once it was all set up. I have friends in that industry that do far above those numbers that I just gave you, but I wanted to use a very conservative example here to press the issue. Anyone with the drive and a skill can do this if they have something they want to share. So here's number 5. You are the only you.
The most important person in the whole wide world is you, and you hardly even know you.
Now, this might be obvious, but let me explain. What makes people watch and come back to individual video creators is exactly that. They like the individual. You, my friend, are an individual. And I want you to know that this is the very thing that kept me doing video content for other people and not creating video for myself. I kind of felt like no one would want to hear from me. But then one day I realized, hey, I'm not that special.
You're not special.
How could I or you be any worse than some person that's out there creating video? Well, we can't, and I guess we aren't. And there will always be somebody better. So that's not an excuse. Some people may love you and what you stand for, while others, well, they will not. But none of this is any bigger than the fact that you have something to say, or you have a service that you're in, or a skill that you want to share. It's your passion, it's your business, and you should be the person sharing it. So if you made it this far, that tells me that you're serious about getting started using video for your brand or your business. Here are 3 simple things that you can do to get started, and all you'll need is a smartphone and a cheap tripod, or a stack of books to set your smartphone up on. Now, keep in mind, these are tips for beginners, but these techniques apply whether you're a beginner or all the way to expert. The first is try podcast style. Have somebody interview you on camera talking about your brand or your business and why you're so passionate about it. Give them 10 questions that you want to answer for your future audience, or that people should be asking you on your expertise. Keep it about 30 minutes or under to start. This is a fast and simple way to start to speak out loud on camera on your topic. This is really helpful. At the end of this, you might find that this is your first ever YouTube video or TikTok, whatever it is, or you can just use it as a test. Having someone else there interviewing you can help you to get over the initial jitters and warm up to being on camera. which is a skill that you have to get used to. The second tip, an easy way to start, is to film yourself doing something you're passionate about and add a voiceover to it with you explaining the process. You can use CapCut for the voiceover to explain what you're doing. CapCut is a free app that you can download to your laptop, and it's very user-friendly. Most of the free video editing apps out there have everything you need to get started making pretty good videos. The third tip would be filming yourself again from your phone. The third tip would be filming yourself again from your phone, where you've created a list of frequently asked questions on your topic or business. Answer them as if somebody was asking them to you directly. One tip here is to include the question in your response. Let me give you an example of this. One of the most common questions that I get is, how can I get started if I'm a beginner shooting video? That's a great question. What I love to do is have a friend interview me, kind of podcast style. And the reason for this is it makes it real easy for any expert to kind of get in flow answering questions, and it takes away a little bit of the camera jitters. One of the top pieces of content that people create now are podcasts, as you know. And this is really the secret because it's so easy to create content like this that anybody can do it, get started, and feel comfortable. So that's my tip for an absolute beginner on how to get started shooting video. And there you have it. It's that simple. You could create again a list of 5 or 10 questions that you want to start to hear yourself talk about, maybe that your audience actually should be asking you. And from there, you just practice a few times answering those questions, post them on your social media. Nothing's going to hurt. Nobody's going to unfollow you or think that you're the worst person in the world because you're starting to answer questions that you're passionate about. It's a great way to just get started feeling comfortable and filming yourself. Fact is, the sooner you get started, the sooner you're going to feel more comfortable, and you're most likely going to look back and say, why didn't I get started a lot sooner? If you enjoyed this video, check out this one that I recently made. It's my story on how I quit the corporate world and have started my journey to become a full-time content creator. Now, yes, I still do client work now, but the overall goal is to someday have my content be my #1 source of income. With that said, I'll be documenting some of that and making some of these videos about. So if you've been thinking about taking the leap or making that jump or at least dipping your toe into the water, I think you'll find that video helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.